Good evening. Two people were rushed to UMC this morning after the plane was forced to make an emergency landing in Blue Diamond.
Yet no official cause has been determined yet, but early reports suggest the plane may have lost power.
We have live team coverage. Zahid Arab is at UMC where the pilot and the passenger were taken. But let's begin with Jonathan McCall, who's live at the crash site with the latest. Jonathan?
Well, John and Kevin, take a look behind me.
Denise, within the last hour, as you can see behind me right now, crews are working to remove that plane and take it off to a point where it will be then investigated. A number of agencies still on scene conducting their investigations into exactly what happened here this morning. The plane is described as a 1948 Beechcraft Bonanza. It was actually headed to North Las Vegas Airport from Palm Springs, California, when it went down on the shoulder of State Highway 159 in Blue Diamond this morning around 11:45. Earlier reports say the pilot radioed in about losing power to the plane and was attempting to make an emergency landing. When first responders arrived, they say both a male pilot and female passenger were alert and conscious inside of the plane before being transported. Witnesses say the plane may have actually been trying to land on Highway 159, but they say oncoming traffic might have made it difficult. Officials say the plane appears to have struck the shoulder of the highway, ripping off the landing gears and the plane's nose. First responders say the plane for the most part appears to be intact, but witnesses in the area say they saw the plane flying quietly overhead just seconds before, and they say they knew something was wrong when they did not see the plane's propellers working.
It was eerily quiet as the plane came over me, which is at first I thought it was a glider. But then I noticed it had a propeller, and I saw the people in it, and I thought to myself, it didn't seem right to me. But it was all happening so quick. It went over me, as I said, about 30 feet above me. And then all of a sudden, I thought it was going to land on a landing strip. There was nothing there except the desert here, and it struck the ground.
Now, the name of both the passengers on the plane have not been released, but the records show the plane is registered to Las Vegas resident John Jameson. This is the second incident involving a plane in the valley in a little over a month. You may remember back on Labor Day, 2 people were killed when a plane crashed in a Henderson neighborhood. But as you can see right now, crews have been brought in to remove that plane off the shoulder of Highway 159. It will be taken to an undisclosed location where officials with the FAA and NTSB will officially conduct their investigation to see exactly how this plane went down here today. Live this afternoon in Blue Diamond, Jonathan McCall, 8 News Now.
All right, Jonathan, now the 2 people aboard the small craft were rushed to UMC shortly after the crash, and we continue our live team coverage with Zahid Arab, who's there live this evening. Zahid?
Well, Dave, hours ago, the pilot was rushed here in critical condition. The female passenger is expected to be okay with minor injuries. Emergency personnel rushed them both here this afternoon. The female passenger was brought in white sheets, and it appears there's a breathing tube in her mouth, but it may be a precautionary measure until she can be evaluated further. The male pilot arrived moments later. His injuries are critical. His clothes are shredded apart. He has a brace on his leg and is barely moving. Clark County fire officials tell 8 News Now he was hurt badly on his chest, head, and face. Now, they're both still being treated here as we speak, but we'll continue to monitor their progress and bring you any updated information as it becomes available. Live at UMC, Zahid Arab, 8 News Now.